Welcome back to the Football Fitness Blueprint. Today we look at football speed. So what is speed? We can look at acceleration, which is 0 to 30 metres roughly. Maximum speed is when you're really hitting your top speed, and that's around 40 metres plus. Change of direction, which happens about 1,000 times a game, so something you have to be aware of. Then there's the agility component, so throwing in the reactive side of things when I change of direction. And then game intelligence, speed of thought. A great quote by Johan Cruyff. Something I love, because you look at players like Andreas Pirlo and like Serge Busquets, who are not renowned for their speed, but how many foot races do they have to get themselves into? Not as many, because they're so smart, they're in the right place at the right time, they anticipate things, and that's something that obviously you'll learn from your coaches and playing experience, but that is, to me, is the speed that you really want to try and strive for. However, being fast physically can be a game changer, especially in the modern day. So a couple of things to be cautious of when it comes to speed training is, yes, it's genetic, and you'll know people who are probably really fast without even trying, but you can definitely improve it. Remember the performance pyramid. Maybe you have to shift a little bit of body fat, maybe you have to add some strength and power, maybe you have to add a little bit more muscle, maybe you have to improve your movement. All of those things will improve your speed. Don't get wrapped up with fast feet drills and ladder drills and all that sort of thing. Whether or not you want to do them, or you think you have a place, that is up to you, but they will not improve your sprinting speed. Alright, they might improve other little things, but they will not improve how fast you run. Speed training should be big hard efforts with big rest. Long periods, it's not conditioning, so quality over quantity. You don't have to train it every day, a couple of times a week. Just expose yourself to it, get good quality work in. But remember, if you don't use it, you will lose it, and you will reduce your speed if you just keep ignoring trying to improve it. So there's acceleration, which is majority of our runs. You're really pushing the ground away here, so lots of force and strength, pushing yourself forward, pushing the ground down and back, and you're almost in a leaning angle. And to get better at it, here's an example of it's a small session with a player looking at resisted sprints to work on the force and the angles. You might need, again, unresisted as well to practice those sprints, hops, horizontal hops again for that horizontal power. And then you'll see some other players on the football pitch, professional players hitting those similar angles. So that's what you're trying to replicate. Max speed, a little bit different from acceleration. Again, it's at 40 metre plus. The posture is more upright, so we're not really leaning forward anymore. But max speed is more about being relaxed and bouncy. Again, an example could give you is an inflated football or an inflated basketball versus a deflated ball. Or when it's pumped up and you throw it on concrete or down a court, it bounces effortlessly down the pitch, but when it's deflated or even just slightly deflated, you don't get that same thing. So you want to have that elastic component of strength, stay nice and tall, and being fast and effortless. The faster your max speed will be, it's obviously going to help your acceleration and vice versa. You want to be able to be good at both, but it's not top speed's not something you'll hit very often in a game. To get better at it, very similar. Big rest periods, you're talking 45 to 60 seconds for every 10 metres that you sprint. Again, posture, technique, being bouncy, being elastic, and then probably most important, like I've mentioned, just practice sprinting fast. Change of direction versus agility. Two big topics, probably not enough time to go through them, but really the difference being change of direction is a lot of the drills you'll see on social media or you'll do at training where there's cones laid out or hurdles and poles, and you know where you're going, you're changing direction, but you know the direction you're going in. Agility is more reactive. You don't know what you're going to do next. You don't know if you're going left or right or backpedaling. You have to scan around you to see what else is happening. Maybe it's a player, and anticipate what's happening next, and then how fast can you do that, and how can you change direction skillfully. Again, very similar. You have to practice different movements. You have to practice shuffling, 180 cuts, 45 degree cuts, jumping, landing, stop, starts. All of these things are going to affect your change of direction speed. So your task is to test your 20 metre sprint time. I've just gave this as an example because it's the most common sprint distance. A good goal would be under 2.9 seconds. If you get lower, even better. If it's above that, maybe try and focus on your speed a little bit using the performance pyramid. Use the free download today. And that will show you how you can download some apps to test your sprint speed using some photo finish apps and just a timer. And it's just called Test Your Sprint Time, and it'll be free to download.